Hello, my snarky sweethearts. Today's tales come straight from r/AmITheA-Hole, where no one's wrong, but everyone's terrible. Buckle up, snarks. It's spicy. I, 21 female, am half Mexican and half Chinese. My parents came to the US before I was born, but thought it was very important for me to learn their native languages and participate in both of their cultures. Because of this, I can speak Spanish and Mandarin. Both of my parents also loved cooking, so growing up, we ate a lot of traditional Mexican and Chinese dishes, as well as some blended fusion meals as well. A few nights ago, I was cooking dinner at my apartment. I was making one of those fusion dishes, but I got stuck on a particular step, so I called my mom to ask for help, and we talked in Spanish. I was still on the phone when my roommate, Anne, 23 female, came home with her friends, who I was not told were coming over. Later, one of the guys from the group came into the kitchen and asked what I was making because it smelled good. I explained the dish was created by my parents to blend Mexican and Chinese cuisine. He then asked why I was speaking Spanish earlier, so I told him that I'm half Mexican and half Chinese, and that I grew up speaking both Spanish and Mandarin with my parents. He seemed genuinely interested and asked me more about the languages and the cooking. So we ended up talking for a while about my background and how food and language are such a big part of my life. The next day, I found out through my other roommate that Anne had told her I was showing off and flirting with her friend. This really ticked me off because I wasn't trying to flirt with him. He was the one who started the conversation with me. I tried to talk to Anne about this, but she just seemed annoyed and told me that it was obvious how it looked and I should be more mindful when she has her friends over. I told her that I can't be mindful if she doesn't even warn me about having company over. She said that she doesn't have to get my permission to invite people to the apartment. I was getting irritated by this point, so I let the conversation die down after that. It's been so awkward ever since this happened. Every time I see her, she's short with me and barely acknowledges me. I'm starting to wonder if I behaved out of line. Am I the a-hole?
Oh no, not someone speaking Spanish in their own kitchen. Call the authorities.
If multilingual equals flirting now, I must be breaking hearts every time I order tacos. Anne didn't warn you she was bringing guests, but somehow you're the problem? Sounds like someone got jealous that her friend found a personality. You were just being polite, sharing your culture, and she called that showing off? Please. Honestly, the only thing you should be more mindful of is who's worth your energy. What do you think? Was OP just living her life, or should she have toned it down for Anne's fragile ego? Let me know in the comments. My sister died when I was like 6 and she was 17. We weren't super close or anything, but I still remember little bits of her laugh, how she always painted her nails, her posters. She became this perfect angel to my mom after she passed. I barely remember the funeral. When I was about 12, I found this old ring in her stuff. Nothing fancy, just a silver ring with a small stone. It fit me, and I don't know why, but I kept it. It wasn't some big dramatic thing. I didn't steal it or anything. I just took it and started keeping it. I didn't wear it a lot or flaunt it. I kept it in this little box, and sometimes I'd look at it when I missed her. It kind of became this one thing that felt like mine, like my piece of her. So anyway, last weekend we had this family lunch, and my brother, 27 male, brings his girlfriend, who everyone knew he was going to propose to. And yeah, he stands up, does the big speech, and pulls out the ring. My sister's ring. The one I've kept for like 7 years. I literally froze. His girlfriend starts crying. People are clapping. I'm just sitting there like, what the heck? I look at my mom, and she just smiles at me like nothing happened. After dinner, I ask her, was that the ring? And she goes, yeah. Your brother asked me and Dad, and we said it was fine. She said it was sweet and symbolic, and my sister would have wanted it passed down or whatever. And I'm like, what? It was never yours to give, though? Like, I've had it for years? And she just goes, oh, come on, it's just a ring. Don't be dramatic. But like, when I had it, it wasn't just a ring. So yeah, I kind of snapped. Waited until people were outside and told my brother I wanted it back. He laughed at first, then was like, no, what the heck? And I said, okay, well, then I'll tell your girlfriend where it came from and let her decide. He got mad, said I was ruining his proposal and making it about me, like always. My mom dragged me into the kitchen, saying everyone noticed I wasn't happy and that I left halfway through dinner. Yeah, because I was crying in the bathroom. Like, hello. Dad tried to calm things down, but my brother kept going on about how selfish I was and how I'd been weird about my sister for years. I didn't even say anything. I just left early and haven't spoken to any of them since. My mom called yesterday and asked if I'd calm down and if I'm ready to say sorry. I said, not really. She hung up. My cousin texted me later saying it was actually super messed up and she doesn't blame me, but I don't know. I probably could have handled it better. But I just felt so blindsided. It's not even about the stupid ring. It's just like, they acted like it didn't matter to me, like I didn't matter. So, yeah. Am I the a-hole?
Things didn't end there. OP later shared an update. While the final judgment of my last post seemed to be not the a-hole, I'm still so confused by the overwhelming number of comments saying I was in the wrong. Like, what? One thing a lot of people did say was that I needed to tell my brother's fiancé, and I guess that's right because I did feel like I ruined her day with my little meltdown. So afterward, I messaged her, apologized, and asked to meet up for lunch, just to talk. I wasn't going to ask for the ring back. I just wanted her to at least know my side of the story. Anyway, we met up for lunch, blah blah, small talk or whatever. She shows me the ring and says, "Oh, it's so pretty. I know it's not expensive, but if it means so much to your brother, then it means so much to me." Like, okay, just skip the crucial detail when talking to your future wife, I guess? I kind of just stared at the ring. I didn't know what to say. I guess she must have noticed because she started apologizing a lot, saying, "I didn't know, I'm so sorry." And I finally got the ring back, or whoever's ring you want to call it. I was near tears. She took me back to my friend's house. I thought that was going to be the end of it. Later, I got a call from my brother. He said I was selfish, that I'm so weird about my sister, and that I couldn't let him have his moment, that I had to make it about me. He said I've ruined his marriage and I can't claim anything about my sister because I was too young to remember her. He ended the call. I tried calling both of my parents, but they wouldn't pick up. My dad finally called back later and said he's disappointed in how I handled things, and that I blew up my brother's relationship over a person I barely knew. And honestly, I don't know at this point. I feel like it's all gone too far. I don't think I can ever face coming home again. And now I'm just sitting here wondering, did I really ruin my brother's marriage? Am I the a-hole? So, let me get this straight. They call it just a ring, right after handing it off like some bargain bin family heirloom? You kept that one piece of your sister close for years, quietly, respectfully, and somehow you're the selfish one? They didn't just cross a boundary, they bulldozed it, then gaslit you for reacting. And let's not ignore that top comment. If the fiancé left after learning the truth, your brother was manipulating her anyway. Honestly, you didn't ruin anything. You saved her from a marriage built on lies. But sure, go ahead and apologize for having a memory and a backbone. What do you think? Was this really about a ring, or was OP the only one respecting her sister's memory? Drop it in the comments. My friend, 19, female, downloaded dating apps like Tinder and Hinge for the first time about a week ago. For reference, she's the type that always says she wants a boyfriend, wants to do couple things, feels lonely being single, and so on. She's also, in my opinion at least, very normal and average looks-wise. Not ugly, not super hot, just all right. Since then, she's been complaining to me that almost all the men on there are ugly, short, or just not attractive, and that she doesn't match with anybody hot. I asked to see which people she was calling ugly, and she showed me her likes. It mostly showed people who were perfectly in her league, as in moderately attractive guys. I told her those guys were in her league and that she should give some of them a chance, since she always complains about wanting to be in a relationship. She denied that she's in the same league as them and said she's much more attractive. I pointed out that in her own words, she doesn't match with any of the guys she does find attractive, so that kind of proves she's not in their league. She said I was an a-hole. Am I? Okay, so she's shallow, but you're kind of brutal. Telling someone they're not as hot as they think they are, not exactly supportive bestie behavior. But also complaining that no hot guys match with you while swiping past normal dudes? Girl, this isn't The Bachelor. You're both living in two different delusions and they just happen to collide in a group chat. Look, honesty is cool, but there's a difference between being real and being ruthless. Does the truth always need to be said out loud, or are some leagues better left unspoken? Let me know in the comments who was actually out of line here. And that wraps up today's r/AmITheA-Hole. Hope you enjoyed the drama as much as I did. If you did, give it a thumbs up and drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything, even the spicy ones. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button, turn on the bell, so you never miss another crazy story. I'll see you in the next one, and trust me, it's gonna be wild. Bye!